Oh, great. I just clobbered a girl. How low can you sink?
It's a bad sign, Face. Won't be long before you...
What?
You know.
No, what?
You know.
This Craig Monroe was killed in a cave-in last week. Who's one of their engineers?
What was an engineer doing on the work site?
Beats me. And he was killed in a tunnel that had been closed for 2 months.
Are you talking about Craig Monroe?
You better take it easy here. It's,
What happened? Who hit me?
You, didn't see him?
No, I don't remember. What am I doing here?
Ah, well, you're in jail. Burglary's a tough business. Or do you always make your entrances through a window like Supergirl?
I'd like to hear what you know about Craig Monroe.
Craig was my brother.
Well, would you know why your boyfriend or one of his cronies would want to go through your brother's belongings?
Oh, you mean that pig Boyle?
Well, that's a nice way to talk about somebody whose house you were found breaking into.
Hey, man, how do we know she's who she says she is?
You're right. We ought to put on the heat. You want to play good cop, bad cop? You want to be the good cop?
BA, it's time for the Main Street Patrol. Take Murdoch. And stay on the radio. If you got any problems, call us.
That bottom letter's from me. It's from me to Craig. It's the last one I wrote him. On the second page, you can see that I wrote and said that I'd be coming down here to visit him, and that Dad would be feeling better.
Okay. You're a sister. You wrote the letter. But what were you doing? You're snooping around Boyle's house.
Well, after Craig had been killed, I went to someone I knew at Amco Oil. He sort of checked out the records for me. He told me that there had been 2 bad accidents down here in the last couple of months, so I decided to come down here and see what was really going on. Craig was an engineer. He never would have been in that construction dig. I knew that Boyle ran this place. And then I noticed a gold ring that Boyle wears on his little finger. Well, that was my brother's ring. So I decided to play up to Boyle and see what more I could find out.
Well, you played up to him very nicely.
You don't think I really enjoyed that, do you?
No, but I'm sure he did. You were all over him like a wet burnoose.
Well, I didn't find out much. Except that I do know that he comes to the tavern every night. And about 3 times a week, around 10 o'clock, he leaves and doesn't come back until morning. So I decided to snoop around his place and see if I could find out anything more that would tell me why Craig was in that tunnel.
One of Boyle's men was going through your brother's possessions in the locker. Now, we've been through it. But maybe you go through his stuff and find something we missed.
Now, whatever Boyle is up to, it has to be more than just ripping off lockers and cheating at cards.
Bet on it.
Wait here.
¿Qué pasa? ¿No puede trabajar más ligero?
Things seem to be shaping up.
2 days I have been waiting for you. 2 days without a word. Where are the extra men I need?
I told you before, he's a new sheriff and there's men I have to deal with.
You told me you could take care of anyone the American pig sent down.
I can't. All I need is time.
Time? I do not have time. The men, they do not work fast enough. And the missile is just not completed. I must attack the presidential palace in 2 days. I need 10 more men, and among them, at least 3 must be machinists. I need another explosives expert.
I brought you Monroe. Right? He has 4 years training in the United States Army. He knows more about explosives and guidance missile design than any man I have.
He has been doing a good job, but he gets weaker every day. I do not know how long he will hang on.
Well, I don't have another man with his background, so you better keep him alive. Well, he brought his medication, and this stuff should do it.
Craig's medication.
What medication?
Craig was a borderline diabetic, and he had to take a pill every morning. They're gone.
Well, as in-house medical advisor of this group, I can assure you that diabetic medication isn't exactly in demand on the street.
Why would they want to take his medication?
To give it to him?
Are you saying that Craig could still be alive?
Just trying to figure out a reason to go and take his particular medication. I mean, if they had a legitimate need, they'd go to the infirmary and get it right away.
You're saying the cave-in was just a phony, a smokescreen to spirit Craig away.
Could be. Could very well be.
You better stay here. No, just stay.
What happened? Cave-in down shaft number 6.
Anybody in there?
Reeves, Gunderson, maybe a half dozen more. They're all gone. Look, I don't even know why the hell we were working this shaft.
Was this shaft closed down, like number 8?
Yeah, we just opened it up again this morning.
Who gave the orders to open it up?
I did. I guess I messed up.
According to the company, 2 of those guys who died in that cave-in were electrical technicians.
I still don't understand what electrical technicians were doing in that kind of mine shaft.
Neither do I, Murdoch. We'd learn a lot if we could just find out where Boyle disappears to. B.A., could you cook up something we could follow this scuzz bucket with?
No problem. But where are we gonna plant it? We gotta get it on him and make sure it stays there until he makes another trip.
You could plant it on his clothes somewhere.
No, Murdoch, you change your clothes every day.
I do, but it didn't smell like he did.
No, B.A.'s right. Once we plant it on him, we gotta be sure it stays on him. Now, what would he have that he would keep on him all the time?
His lighter. His cigarette lighter. He always has that with him. The only time he even takes it out of his pocket is when he plays cards.
Yeah, he uses it to cheat.
How do you cheat at cards using a lighter?
It's one of the oldest tricks in the book. It's called a shiner. See, he uses the polished surface of the light